My name is Zero Cold Gamer, and I am here with the man himself, Dinnman. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, brother. How are you?
I am a little excited for the characters we're trying to play with here, because Fantastic Four is coming out in the movie. I'm kind of excited for that, and then we get to kind of play with Invisible Woman, Franklin Richards, and Mr. Fantastic. We've already played with the Thing and Human Torch and a couple of variants of Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, but no variant of Franklin Richards. How's your excitement level for this team?
Well, mine is probably a little different than most. I'm very excited for them to come out. But for me, I'm really more excited about how they're going to impact Crucible for me. Obviously, they're going to be meta for Arena, and I'm very excited to see how they affect the new players and the mid-game players, because I think they're going to be meta-defining for those accounts. But for in-game accounts, I think I'm probably going to get a lot more excitement and use out of them in Crucible from my perspective.
Yeah, I want to see how they do. Basically, only reason why we're saying that is because Franklin Richards and Invisible Woman are faster than most characters. So they come out the gate, and you get a lot more speed because of Franklin. You get more speed in Arena, but outside of that, any other characters that go before Franklin, you get 5% speed, and if you got two or more of the Fantastic MCU characters, you get 45% more speed. So that is humongous. I don't know if I want to use them on defense. I think I'd rather use them on offense so I could target anyone that doesn't stop the speed gain. So if you see a Cursed on defense, that might hinder you a little bit. You see new Emma on defense, that'll definitely hinder you a bit because he won't get the actual speed. So I'm pushing more for using them as an offensive team, and probably the main thing is that beautiful new negative effect, Silence, which can be very, very powerful.
Yeah, I as well will most likely be using them on offense, and there's going to be a lot of variance with this team. I think we're going to see in Arena, we're going to see the three-piece of the new MCU Fantastic Four characters, along with some conglomeration of Professor X and someone else. But for myself, and this is a little premature, but I'm thinking I will probably keep the team together in Crucible. We'll see how that goes, because obviously we haven't had the opportunity to use them in Crucible. But I think that they're going to perform very well in Crucible and will give us another tool on offense to be able to work through some of the Odin rooms and things of that nature, so we can leave our Professor X's, Mephistos, Odins for other rooms. But we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, I would love to see how this pans out with Silence. Putting Silence on Professor X, Odin, can hinder them very, very... it's going to be a huge weight, because you want to use Odin's special to give a bunch of effects to the team. He's got Silence. He ain't doing none of that. He'll more than likely heal himself, but he won't really give all the effects out there. And if you got two or more Fantastic Four allies, you could put Silence on there for 2 turns. That kind of messes up Professor X as well, because he won't push out any of his negative effects that's going on the opposite team. So he's a very powerful character in the comics. He's not as powerful right now if you're looking at the New Age comics with it. He's not as omnipotent as he was. So we're getting this version of Franklin Richards where he can be beatable. But this Silence looks like it's going to be a game changer for at least a couple of characters that are already there as the meta. So Professor X, Odin, Mephisto. Like, Mephisto gives out a buttload of effects, and we know Null can stop that as well, but even Mephisto getting stopped putting out effects is huge, because Mephisto can definitely keep the team sustainable. But I think in Crucible, I think at Crucible, I might take Professor X off of defense and put him on offense with this team just because of Franklin Richards, but I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to... I don't know which way I want to go. Do I take Professor X off because he can basically neuter him, or do I leave him on there and try to put something with Professor X now so that way Franklin doesn't? That's my problem. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think that's viable for sure. And I mean, obviously, let's be real. We're going to try all sorts of stuff in Crucible with them. But at the end of the day, what it's going to come down to for me is, do they need someone else? If they are capable of beating the teams that I need them to beat without Professor X or someone else on the squad, then I'm going to keep them as a 5-piece. And I'm really kind of leaning towards I think they will. And the reason I say that is because the silence effect that Franklin puts out is going to be so devastating that I don't know that you'll require someone else in order to beat the teams that you're trying to beat. But we'll have to see. And you know that you and I both are going to be trying all sorts of crazy things with them because we've got to. We got to.
I love chaos. I do. I love trying to mix and match and seeing what works. And granted, yes, Mr. Fantastic's a little slow, but he is going to keep the team sustained. He's got a lot of damage. He gives out a lot of stuff to himself. So I'm hoping that he is there to keep them sustained about it. But Thing and Human Torch, their reworks, and their rework is really nice. It just depends on if we're going to use them or not. I'm still going to theory craft with a few of them and see how that works. But if we go testing out, we know Arena, they're going to go ahead and shine. Let's go with War. War is a big thing for a lot of alliances, and we want to make sure that they do some things in War. And I want to try them out against an Odin team and see how they work and see if they do anything, which I hope they do. I have heard that using some of the other Fantastic Four members in place of Thing or Human Torch is kind of a viable option, but I would love to see how they do against Odin and Sus. So let's try that. They should get 5% speed because Sus might take a turn.
Yeah, I agree. And I have not played with them in War at all, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they're going to wreck this team.
If they pounce on Odin, if I get that silence off. All right, so Kahori went, put Exposed out, but that's fine. He's going again. Cool. I love how the fact Thing is going. That's cute. Let's see how this goes. Boom. Oh, no, stunned Ares. All right, let's see if we can get that silence on Odin, because he's gonna put it around, and we do got 2 or more, so it should give silence to 2 turns. So let's see.
This is one of the best animations in the game.
This is nice. Boom, 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 boom. Did it do what it's supposed to do?
I don't know. We're gonna see.
No, I don't think it did. Yeah, I don't think it put silence out. Well, we'll see in a second. If Odin goes and he helps everybody, that's going to be an issue. Alright, so we could pull everybody together and clear all their positive effects. Or we could apply trauma and ability block to somebody. Or, well, her. Let's clear everything, see what happens.
Hey, you're driving. I'm just a passenger.
Yep. Poof. There we go. Cleared everything. Ares decided to go home. We do have the battlefield effect up, but the only thing that it'll really do is enemies won't assist. So they take a turn. Odin won't assist anybody. So I guess that's the good thing about Future Foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely big for sure.
Yeah, it's great that Odin's not assisting. But that doesn't mean if he gets off his battlefield effect, it won't mean he won't retaliate. So I do like this one. This one makes me think of the animation here. This one makes me think of the first Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
Where he's rolling. Like, this looks cool. Like, boom. Like, that art department, thumbs up, man. You guys rock it, man. All right, they are Odin hasn't even gone yet.
No.
He hasn't even done nothing.
Well, and here's the thing, too.
Here's Odin, and
he hasn't assisted, so his battlefield effect's not going to be up.
All right, silence didn't apply to him in war for some reason, so he didn't get it. Otherwise, these positive effects wouldn't have went to anybody, but...
Correct.
Yeah, so it's still bugged on here. I don't dislike it, but it's okay.
Well, and fortunately, they've got plenty of time to get that resolved because he's going to be the last character coming out, so I'm sure he'll be ready by the time he releases.
So I think depending on the comp that's there, we would probably, if they didn't have a taunter there, we could have went right after Odin and just wrecked him.
Yes. And
took him out. Yeah, silence would have killed it, but
yeah.
When I play tested it before, silence was working. Silence was doing just fine. So I'm gonna take you two. I want to try with the other Fantastic Four members just to see.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fantastic Four. Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic. So technically, we got 2 legendaries and a new team. And I'm gonna switch him to Raider. She's good. She's fine. Let's go. I love the rework that they did with Invisible Woman. She does take a little bit to get rid of. But Mr. Fantastic, I feel like they kind of just left him alone.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's go. Blink. There we go. Nice assist. Let's go with Franklin.
Dude, I love that animation.
That animation is beautiful. And it if you noticed, Mephisto didn't do not a damn thing.
No. Nothing.
Alright. I like Invisible Woman because it's basically just giving you a lot more barrier. Boom. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Go ahead, Thanos. Do what you gotta do. Boom. Wow, they are taking out Annihilators, and Annihilators are usually scary. And this is war, where they don't really shine, but they're shining pretty good with Mephisto and Annihilator. This is crazy.
Yeah, and it's really crazy without silence. I mean, I can't express enough how much of a difference silence is going to make. It's going to be astonishing the difference we see with silence compared to not having that, because it cripples Odin and Professor X.
Let's try it. This one's got Odin, Null, and Professor X.
Yeah, let's do it.
I was wondering, like, why it would work the first time and not this time. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, who knows? I think they probably have been messing around with them, and maybe they accidentally turned it off in war. I don't know.
Probably to fix it. So
we probably
okay, so yeah, I'm gonna just bum rush Odin and Professor X if I can. He's got defense down. Let's see what it does. What does this one do? Oh, sure, let's stun him.
Yeah. That's a cool
There,
animation.
he's good. Yeah, the animation is nice. Let's go. Poof. Poof. Who's gonna go? Yeah, he went, but yeah. So with silence, he wouldn't have been able to give them nothing.
nothing. It would have been
Yeah.
like he knew his special. He would have healed himself, and that would have been where it stopped.
So I think with the silence, this team would have knocked him out.
Yes, I totally agree. Yeah, it's gonna be night and day difference for sure.
And here he goes,
But
destroying everybody.
It's still very interesting to see how quickly they get control of the battles.
Yeah, they're
They
pretty
take over
crazy.
right out.
Yeah, they're pretty decent with other teams. I mean, without it, doing without it, but I think it'll be I think they'll be useful in Crucible against teams that go first. So even though Night Stalkers has more speed than them, you're just giving them more speed on top of it.
Yes.
And if you don't stop their speed stat with like Emma or Starjammers or Cursed, then Fantastic Four is basically going to just roll all over you, and it's going to be hilarious how they do it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I agree with you. I do think they're, because of that reason, they're definitely going to be most likely an all-offensive squad for Crucible.
Yeah, I don't want to test it out where they're on defense because you could just neuter them pretty fast. If I know I could use them to outspeed a certain team, or maybe something that has like Omega Red or, Phoenix, that would be a nice way to just, kick them in the head, but it is what it is.
Yep.
Okay, hold up. I'll pause it there. I want to see if they do anything. Do they got one of these open? So, what's the characters needed for it? Okay. I want to see if it actually does it in a different game mode. Maybe that's the issue. Because I know it was in Arena. Arena shows the effect, but I got fucking level 20 characters. Ain't doing shit.
It was showing in Arena.
Oh, not you. You. And not you. You. It's either going to be Invisible Woman going first or what's it called going first, and I want to see if it works.
Yeah, you better make sure you use her basic.
Yeah, I'm going to use her basic just to push out from it. If not, whatever. Alright, basic, boom. Alright, yeah, don't kill everybody. Thank you. Ah, shit. Probably will. Yeah, I killed them all.
Yep, you got two more coming. You got two more
Yeah, yeah, but I needed stronger characters. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that you're going to find a game mode where they'll live.
We just want to see silence.
Is it so much to ask?
It is. So much to ask for. Alright, you go there. Go. And go. And nothing. No silence at all. It only seems to work in Arena, that's it. So.
Yep.
Alright, well, it was a good try, but I mean they're holding up in the Harbinger node though. If they could get rid of all these negative effects, that'd be great. I think what they need is safeguard or immunity, so I would probably take off Thing for like Quasar.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to worry about it. Yeah, they're just getting slapped in the face now with it. I do like me some Quasar though. Quasar is a pretty good character.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He hits like his ultimate hits like a truck.
I definitely think he's top 10 characters in the game right now for sure.
All right. Well, I guess we could say some final thoughts about these guys. They're Fantastic Four is useful. We've seen it in war where they can get ahead of people. If they went in with another character that probably was fast, like Quasar or Songbird or something like that, just to mess up the other side and go completely after Odin or Professor X, they're going to get Professor X and Odin are basically neutered. So it's probably your best bet to keep Professor X and Odin away from each other. So at least you have one powerful team attracting Fantastic Four instead you'll have two instead of just throwing all your eggs in one basket and now you're down because they're getting Fantastic Four looks like they're definitely a premier team in Arena. They're definitely going to stick around and be there. I don't see a problem with them being there, but I think after some more playtesting and more once they fix silence on there, we could show another video maybe with it. But for right now, I'm excited that they're going to stop a lot of people. They're going to stop a lot of characters.
They really are. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait for Franklin to come out. I cannot wait to get to play with him.
Some people are going to be really mad once they go, why didn't my character give anything out? Well, you got silenced, bro. That's it. It's done, son. All right. Well,
people can't be mad that he's going to shut down Professor X because a curse already shuts down Professor X. So can't be mad at Franklin. Professor X is already getting destroyed by a curse.
Well, Dinnman, I'd love for you coming on, man. It's a blast every time. I will put a link down to Dinnman's YouTube channel down below in the description. Anything you want to shout out or say when you're going to be on next for streaming or anything?
Actually, I'm going to have a couple videos dropping later on today. And then I'm definitely going to be streaming again this week. So keep an eye out for that. It's either going to be on Friday evening or on Sunday again. A lot of that has to do with what my wife says. So I'll keep everybody updated on that. But same to you, brother. I love hanging out. It's always a blast. And, until the next time we hang out, I'll be looking forward to it.
So everybody, like, share, subscribe, put down in the comments what you think about them. Fantastic Four is going to come and just punch some people in the throat. And they're just going to sit there and get people mad in Crucible. And I am super excited to see how this team pans out. So, but I'm Zuko Gamer, and thank you, Dinnman, for coming on. But time for us to roll the hell out. Deuces.
Out.